With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Italian. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description.
Welcome to Can Do Italian by ItalianPod101.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. In this lesson, you learn how to tell someone where are you from in Italian.
This is Mark Lee, and he's on a plane to Italy. Paolo Parisi, a passenger sitting next to him, asks, "Where are you from?"
Di dov'è?
Listen to the conversation and focus on Mark's response. Note the speakers in this conversation use formal Italian. Ready?
Di dov'è?
Sono di New York.
Once more with the English translation.
Di dov'è?
Where are you from?
Sono di New York.
I am from New York.
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Paolo Parisi asks, "Where are you from?"
Di dov'è?
First is
Di.
meaning from in this context.
Di. Di.
Next is
Dov'è?
a formal phrase which translates as, "Where are you?"
Dov'è?
First is
Dove?
where.
Dove? Dove?
Next is
È.
you are when using formal Italian.
È. È.
Note
È.
is a shortened form of
Lei è.
you are. In Italian,
Lei.
you, when using formal Italian, can be omitted when it is understood from context.
È.
Is from the verb
Essere.
meaning to be.
Essere. Dove?
Is contracted with
È.
to form.
Dov'è?
Altogether,
Di dov'è?
where are you from?
Di dov'è?
Remember this question. You'll hear it again later in this lesson.
Now, let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how Mark Lee says, "I am from New York"?
Sono di New York.
First is
Sono.
I am.
Sono. Sono.
Note in this sentence
Sono.
is a shortened form of
Io sono.
I am. In Italian,
Io.
I is usually omitted as it's understood from context.
Sono.
Is from the verb
Essere.
meaning to be.
Essere.
Next is
Di.
from in this context.
Di.
Last is the city,
New York.
New York.
New York. New York.
Altogether,
Sono di New York.
I am from New York.
Sono di New York.
The pattern is
Sono di city name.
I am from city name.
Sono di city name.
Note this pattern works only with the names of cities, villages, or towns. To use this pattern, simply replace the city name placeholder with the name of your hometown city. Imagine you're from Sydney. In Italian,
Sydney. Sydney. Sydney.
say, I am from Sydney. Ready?
Sono di Sydney.
I am from Sydney.
Sono di Sydney.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
Sono di New York. Sono di New York.
Sono di Bologna. Sono di Bologna.
Sono di Seattle. Sono di Seattle.
Sono di Londra. Sono di Londra.
Sono di Roma. Sono di Roma.
Sono australiana. Sono australiana.
Did you notice how the last speaker uses a different pattern?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Sono australiana.
I am Australian.
Sono australiana.
Instead of
Di.
plus the city name placeholder, she uses an adjective for her nationality. This pattern is
Sono nationality.
I am nationality.
Sono nationality.
In Mia Martin's case, she uses a feminine adjective
Australiana.
to describe herself.
Sono australiana.
In the case of a male speaker from Australia, he would use a masculine adjective
Australiano.
to describe himself.
Sono australiano.
I'm Australian.
Sono australiano.
You can use this response to answer the question.
Di dov'è?
You should be aware of this pattern, but for this lesson, we'll use the pattern
Sono di city name.
I am from city name.
Sono di city name.
Let's review the key vocabulary.
Bologna.
Bologna,
Bologna. Bologna. Seattle.
Seattle,
Seattle. Seattle. Londra.
London,
Londra. Londra. Roma.
Rome.
Roma. Roma.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say New York? New York. New York. And how to say from? Di. Di. Do you remember how Mark says, I am from New York? Sono di New York. Sono di New York. Do you remember the formal way to say, where are you? Dov'è? Dov'è? And do you remember how Paolo Parisi asks, where are you from? Di dov'è? Di dov'è? Do you remember how to say London? Londra. Londra. And how to say Seattle? Seattle. Seattle. Do you remember how to say Rome? Roma. Roma.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Jack Jones from London. Respond to Paolo Parisi's question. Ready?
Di dov'è? Sono di Londra.
Listen again and repeat.
Sono di Londra. Sono di Londra.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Emma Esposito from Seattle. Ready?
Di dov'è?
Sono di Seattle.
Listen again and repeat.
Sono di Seattle. Sono di Seattle.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Felice Angelini from Rome. Ready?
Di dov'è?
Sono di Roma.
Listen again and repeat.
Sono di Roma. Sono di Roma.
This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Well done! Now you know how to talk about where you're from in Italian. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.